RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, and advice. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Happy Monday, everybody. Yes, every Monday we are live right here on YouTube, hanging out with you guys, talking about the most important thing in the whole wide world, which, of course, is going on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Thank you for joining us here. Appreciate each and every one of you. And we're going to answer as many Royal Caribbean cruise questions as I can in the next hour, starting with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your countdown together. Type your countdown in chat. Let's count down together. There you go. And my next cruise coming up here in just about 2 weeks, going on the Mariner of the Seas. Very excited for that. We had a lot of super chats even before the broadcast began, so super big shout out to all our super chatters. We're going to answer all those questions and more today. Starting with Randy Gianni. 59 days to Liberty of the Seas out of Bayonne. My daughters are hoping the Coca-Cola freeze-on machines might be installed during the maintenance April 21st. What are the chances? Thanks, Matt. It's a good question. Royal Caribbean really doesn't talk about the dry docks when it's not an amplification. There's two, even though they may sound similar, they're not. Well, they are, but they're not. In Royal Caribbean's marketing world, there's a dry dock, which is basically just maintenance work, which is what Liberty's getting. And then there's amplifications, which gets like, water slides and new restaurants and things like that. And Liberty's going in for a dry dock, the first part. So they, as an example, Explorer and Mariner have both just completed their dry docks for the year, for their 5 years, and Symphony's in dry dock now. And Royal Caribbean has said absolutely nothing about what's on those ships in terms of what's new, different, what have you. So for those reasons, that's why they don't really, it's mostly marketing and just, it's hard to get people excited about maintenance work. So whether or not freestyle machines will be on there, it's a great question. We won't know until the dry dock is complete, unfortunately. I wish I had a better answer for you. Cheryl Barrier, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Randall Torres, thank you for the super chat. Randall says, hey, Matt, going to Coco Key in June on Harmony of the Seas. How do I book the hot air balloon ride? I don't see it on the planner. I mean, it could be sold out, but if you're in the cruise planner, you're looking at the right place. You go to the Royal Caribbean website, go to the cruise planner, and it would be listed as an excursion, just like anything else, whether it's cabana, a floating mat snorkel excursion. You would see it over there. So if you don't see Up and Away Helium Balloon Ride, it could be sold out, but that seems unlikely. Who knows? Actually, I just shouldn't say that. Excursions really do sell out quite a bit now. So that's the only thing I can think of, quite frankly. Randall, thank you again for your generosity. Vince Cook, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, 18 days till first cruise on Grandeur this season. But confused on where I go in Miami. Are they all the same terminal things? No, they're not all the same terminal. Royal Caribbean can go out of a couple different terminals, but Vince, think of it like the airport. If you're going on a flight, you don't know necessarily which gate your plane is going out of, right? But when you get there, there's a big sign that says, oh, I'm on gate 18. Same basic idea. When you get to Port Miami, there is literally a large LED sign. All the cruise terminals have large signs that say, Grandeur of the Seas, terminal, whatever. You'll probably be at Terminal G. I mean, if there's an Oasis class or if there's a bigger ship in port that day, that'll be at Terminal A. But if you're taking Lyft or Uber, well, what do I put in there, Matt? Doesn't matter. Just put anything Port Miami and just let them know, hey, which ship you're going on, and you can change it there. It really doesn't make a big difference, quite frankly. Jonathan Pace, thank you for the super chat. Quick shout out to MEI Travel Jen for helping my family and I save on all 3 rooms booked on Adventure of the Seas. Love those people over there. Keep up the good work, Matt. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the shout out to our very good friends over at MEI Travel. They do great work. And Jen, who is probably in our chat. Yeah, she is in our chat. I can see her already. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Next question. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out where. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. I've now got the comments here on the screen. Did you check out the new band at the Mason Jar when you were on Wonder of the Seas? Yes, we love the old band on board. I did as well. The new band was good. They were certainly serviceable, but they weren't as good as the old band. The old band just had a little more, what's the word, character, energy to them. The band's there is fine. We enjoyed our time there. We went there quite a number of nights. But Brian and Jeff and Colin, they're the OGs there. We love those guys. So, but good news, I think they're coming back, Brian, if not back already, they're coming back very, very soon. So not to worry about that. Thank you for your generosity. Jonathan Pace. Oh, wait, I missed this one? Oh, I overlooked this one. Well, Jonathan and Jen Green, thank you again, Jonathan, for your super chat. Appreciate you. Rich Diaz just got back from Explorer. Now I got to wait 349 days till Oasis? What? That's crazy talk, Rich. You got to book another cruise in between that. That is the logical, responsible thing to do, is to book another cruise between now and then. No question about it. Bendy, you don't have to ask questions. You don't have to ask questions. Just ask your question there. And yeah. Mary, thank you for the super chat. Do you know if there's a way to find out beforehand who the cabin attendant will be? I want to take a gift, but I need to know if they're male or female. I am not familiar with any way to know in advance who your cabin attendant is. So I don't believe there's any way to know this. It's not like on your C Pass or anything like that. I don't think there is a way to know it, quite frankly, Mary. It's a good question. And this is the first time I've ever gotten this question. And I certainly don't know the answer to it because I don't think there is a way, quite frankly. Carol says, hey, Matt, I'm a seasoned cruiser. However, my passport expires this year. We want to take a cruise in June. What can we use other than a birth certificate or passport? Nothing. I mean, a passport card, maybe you could use that. Depends where you're sailing from also, Carol, but it's either you either have a passport or you have a birth certificate. There's no other option for you as an American going out of a U.S. port that's closed loop. So, yeah, I know right now there's a lot of talk about the passport office being very delayed, like 2 months delayed kind of thing. So if your cruise is until June and today is April, I mean, that is like 2 months there. Yeah, I don't know when your passport expires, but if it expires after your cruise, you're fine. There's only a few countries where it matters if your passport expires within 6 months. And they're very few, like Martinique, Russia, Cuba was one of them. If you're going to like Cozumel or the Bahamas, I don't believe they care if your passport is expiring soon. But if you have at least 2 months until your cruise, I would definitely like get your renewal in like ASAP, or go with your birth certificate. The problem with the birth certificate is if you do the renewal, you're going to maybe send that birth certificate in. So yeah. NYC Lover for Life. Hello, Ethan Cole in the house. We got Mystery Shadow. Mr. Tom Hoffman is here. All our friends joining us. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us here. Really appreciate it. Elizabeth wants to know, is there such thing as a group cruise? Yes. I mean, like we have Royal Caribbean blog group cruises, if that's what you're talking about. But I'm not sure if that is what you're referring to or just in general. But certainly there are all sorts of groups on any particular sailing that are out there. Some groups are, 10 or 12 people. Some are 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. It really does run the gamut, but it's pretty common, actually. More so than you probably think. Bendy's got a question for us. How much does the ship rock on calm seas? It's a great question, and there is no exact answer, Bendy. There's a couple of variables that you'll never be able to know, right? It's kind of like if you go on an airplane, how turbulent will your flight be? Well, there's no way to know until you actually get up in the air and you're up there and, is it turbulent? I don't know. You know what I mean? Same basic idea with the ocean, because let's see, let me put it this way. The sensation of movement on a cruise ship is not just the waves of the water in the ocean, but also the winds involved as well, the ship's speed, whether or not it's able to use its stabilizers, if the ship has stabilizers. More often than not, it's pretty calm, especially for Caribbean cruises. Can you have motion in the ocean? Certainly, yes. And a lot of times, sometimes you might look outside like, why are we getting so much motion? It could be the wind. There's a lot of factors at play. But I wouldn't don't let it stop you. I think this is a really common first-timer mistake. They've never done a cruise, and all they have is this idea that they're going to be on their buddy's fishing boat where it's like going like this. It really is not that bad at all. And the good news is seasickness is very easily treatable with over-counter medication, Bonine. You can get it from your local pharmacy. Works exceptionally well. Works for 24 hours. Just pop one a day. So yeah, don't worry too much about it. I did change up my mic setup there, so if my mic is more echoey than normal, I can bring the gain down a little bit. But let me know. I just brought it down a little bit there, Tom. Let me know if it's any better now. Let's see here. Next question. If you're on a suite on Mariners, I had a Dudley, the concierge for me. I'm not in a suite. I'm going solo, so I think I'm in like an inside room there. But Dudley is probably, I would say, one of the best concierge in the entire Royal Caribbean fleet, bar none. Yeah, no doubt about it. I apologize about the audio settings. I changed my computer setup, and I lost all my audio settings, so I'm trying my best. Please let me know if it's any better with that change I just made there. Strange there's an echo, because this is the same room and everything, and the same microphone. It's just maybe the gain is a little bit different right there. Russ Crawford, thank you for the super chat. Hope all is well with the Hotchbergs. They are indeed. And hope you are well, my friend. Thank you for the super chat and your generosity. Wait a minute. You are correct. Wait, no. Yes, it's using the wrong microphone. Line. This one should do it. Aha! Now we're cooking with fire. All right, now I'm cheating on my second chat here. This should be a lot better. Yes, I apologize. So the good news was I didn't mess anything up. I used the wrong. It was my webcam's microphone. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. Sorry. I can't wait for 800 comments on the replay. Matt, your audio sounds terrible. Jessica Devoto, thank you for the super chat. This is a weird question, but I did encounter on my last voyage. Do you know, can you wear a swimsuit, tankini in the windjammer, assuming you're not dripping wet, of course? No, you're not. You're supposed to, I mean, you can wear one, but you need to have a cover up or something to wear over it. You can't like roll in with just a swimsuit. You need to have a cover up for it so that you're not coming. If you're a guy, you have to have a shirt on. So yeah. It's not a weird question. It comes up quite a bit, actually. General Havoc, you General. 7 days till Rhapsody. They released the dining room menu on the app. It does not show a day serving lobster except to purchase. I thought one day was supposed to be lobster day. Yeah, don't worry about the app. General Havoc. Listen, I love the Royal Caribbean app, but it is not precise. You're probably talking about it's going to be on your second formal night, whatever night that is going to be. It's called Royal Night. Don't read into that. I am certain you will have lobster on your second formal night there, usually called Royal Night in the themes there. And Pascal, thank you for the super chat. And thank you. Actually, Pascal, you could be my audio engineer over here because I thought it was my gains, but no, it was using the wrong setting. Jason, appreciate the Cruise Compass archive. You're welcome. Can you link them in PDF format when available? Actually, Jason, just send me an email of which one you want, and I have to activate it on a per item basis. It's annoying. So I can do that for which one you want to do, but I can't it's not one setting for all. It's one for each, which is annoying. Mr. Don Moores. Don, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the heads up on the Del Mar Latino Beach Club. We have our reservation. Nice. We're also thinking of returning to Maya Chan. Maya Chan is fantastic. Let me know what you think about the Del Mar. The Del Mar Latino Beach Club is a new all-inclusive beach resort in Cozumel, and it's walkable from the cruise ship. It doesn't have like a really good beach. Like they have water access to the ocean, but there's no actual sand beach, if that matters to you. If it doesn't, they have a great pool, swim-up bar, very limited capacity, so it doesn't get too crowded. Excellent service. So, yeah. Very, very good stuff. Let me take a drink of water here. Jersey Dog, another MEI Travel happy customer. I love to hear that. Appreciate our sponsors there. Hey, Warren. Does the check-in open midnight Eastern time or midnight of the port of departure? Warren, is PG Cruiser putting you up to this question? Because the answer, I believe, is midnight. Midnight, not midnight of the port of the departure. Midnight where the cruise ship is. Yeah, which is kind of weird. That's my understanding of it. Holy moly, speaking of audio engineers, blast from the past. Give him a hug, ladies and gentlemen. It is Mr. Mike Newell, recently retired podcaster looking for a cruise to hang out with you on. Mike, Mariner of the Seas, April 15th. That's what I'm on, right? Like, let's do it, man. I'm going solo. I don't know when I'm on board. I'm going to be lonely. I need someone to hold my money at the casino. I'm just saying. And now I've been logged out of my account. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, April 15th, buddy. I'm just saying. That's a good time. So Mike and I go way, 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 way back. My hairline was a lot better than it is today. And back then I thought it was bad. Anyway, I digress. Mike's super awesome guy. And it's good to see you here, Mike. Thank you for your I will listen, buddy. You got a $20 onboard credit now waiting for you because I'm gonna give that right back to you if you come on the cruise with me, or any cruise for that matter. We got some cruises out of Boston. Ricky Roberts, thank you for the super chat. Ricky, I don't see a message from you, Ricky, but thank you, my friend. Michael Bond, thank you for the super chat. Going on an Independence of the Season, booking our first Grand Sweep at No Coastal Kitchen. What do we get in place of that? Nothing. I mean, you have for breakfast, usually like chops is reserved for suite guests, and you get a plated breakfast site or just a reserved seating area. That's about it. So obviously when you're on a ship that has the Royal Suite class,
that has coastal kitchen, like a Quantum or an Oasis class ship, yeah, you're going to be getting, a lot more benefits there. That's kind of the idea. But otherwise you don't have those things on the ship like Independence of the Seas. But there are other benefits, and it's still a nice way to cruise, no doubt about it. Jack wants to know, is there any chance Icon gets delayed? I mean, is there a chance? Sure. Is it 1% or 99%? Have no idea. And whenever there's a new cruise ship, there's always a chance of it, Jack. Certainly, as of right now, I have no reason to believe there is it's going to be delayed. Things can change. So you never know, but that is the risk that you run, so to speak, when you book a new ship, and especially if you want to be on the inaugural sailing. But it's just one of those things that's out there. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to a new cruise ship, and it could happen, but there's no reason to believe as of yet that that's going to be the case. Just Boy wants to know, how prevalent is norovirus on cruise ships? Great question. It's actually not as prevalent as you might think. Actually, if you look at the CDC data on norovirus, there's about 1% of all, it's like 1 or 2% of all, or less than 1% of all norovirus cases reported to the CDC emanate on cruise ships. The vast majority occur at nursing homes and schools, and then restaurants. I think it's in that order. I think it's nursing homes, schools, and restaurants. But the news doesn't report on norovirus when it happens at the Country Corners retirement home. Nobody cares. I'm not saying nobody cares, but it doesn't generate headlines. It doesn't generate clicks. But on a cruise ship, outbreak at sea. Ooh, right? That's why it does it. So does it happen? Sure. Is it common? No. And of course, always important. I mean, I know it's kind of almost a joke, a meme at this point, but wash your hands, take preventative action. It's always a good idea in general. Matt Fishman, thank you for the super chat. My friend really loved your cutbacks video from a couple days ago. Question: with the ultimate dining package at Izumi, can you choose a la carte rather than the fixed price? Yes, absolutely. So when you go sit down there, you should tell them, I do not want fixed price. I'm just going to order individually. And they will say, okay, Mr. Matt, you're going to have a $30 credit that you can use on whatever you want to do that. And you're good to go. And then you would get full-size rolls. That's why I was talking about in the video. If you have the dining package, it does not matter. You should not be getting the fixed price menu at all. Unless, of course, you don't eat sushi. And then, okay, it can work for you. But if you're ordering sushi at Izumi, you have the dining package, don't do the fixed price. And if you do have, if you're paying cash, as you will, then you're good on that part. Stephanie Rose finally did it. 258 days till my first roller cruise on Oasis. Awesome. Thank you for your generosity. And I think you had I love Oasis. It is fantastic. Vince also booked an excursion. They asked for my ship number and what port. Is there a certain port for Barbados? Also love your videos. Thank you. I don't know what the main one is. Anyone know in the chat what the name of it is? Honestly, Vince, you almost might be able to Google it. There's going to be just one, quite frankly. But if you're doing a third-party excursion, I don't know off the top of my head. Maybe someone in our chat knows exactly which one it is. But thank you for your generosity. Frank, thank you for your super chat as well. My wife and I are going on our first cruise October 30th out of Galveston. Do you think they'll do something for the ship for Halloween? Yes. There will almost certainly be decorations. There will be costume contests, trick-or-treating. So because your cruise goes over Halloween, the actual holiday, bring a costume. Yeah, it's going to be a party on there for sure. Tiny wants to know, when's the first sailing of Icon? January 27th, 2024. Hopefully, anyway. Let's see here. Jill wants to know, how turbulent is the Gulf of Mexico? Jill, it's kind of like asking, how much does it rain at your house? Or let's use the airplane example I gave earlier. How turbulent is a flight from Orlando to New York? One day it could be turbulent. One day it would not be turbulent, right? Same is true for cruises. Jill, it's not a hard and fast rule. It can be very calm. It might not be so calm. It might be a little bit choppy. Guys, it's rarely like super duper bad. So my best advice to you is don't worry about it. Honestly, if you ask people that have cruised a lot, like 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 times, right? If you were to ask them to rank their concerns, rarely do you see that in the top 10 concerns, seasickness or emotion in the ocean. Whereas first-time cruisers have it very high on their list because it's just something I think first-time cruisers think about more. But as you cruise, you realize, oh, it's really not that bad at all. So, yeah. And there you go. This is sage advice there. Keep going on cruise till the motion no longer bothers you. Called Getting Your Sea Legs. And Bart Cruises, thank you for the super chat. 46 days till Ovation Alaska Glacier Cruise. Checking in tonight at midnight. Can't wait. Any must-sees for Ovation? Thanks for all you do for the cruise community. You are very welcome. What would I must sees on Ovation? These the shows 270. Spend a lot of time in 270. There's great shows on there. Really, really good. Fantastic. BK Lounge 87. Thank you for the super chat. 14 days till freedom of the seas. Can next cruise use casino offers? No. A travel agent can book a casino offer for you, but you can't use casino offers in next cruise. They're different systems. They don't work that way. So you got to go through the casino department in order to book those cruises or use those casino discounts. Rage Shifty, thank you for the super chat. No question tonight. Just enjoying all the great info. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next question is from the Sharon Stockman. Thank you, Sharon. Really appreciate you. I know you've stayed in the 2-bedroom Aqua Theater suite. How was the motion all the way in the back? Also, what do you think of the room? I enjoyed it. I think I did a video about it here on our channel back in December or January of this year. So you can get more information on it. I liked it. I mean, here's the thing. It's a great view. The balcony is fantastic and amazing. Do you feel motion on there? I remember on the Wonder Inaugural, there was motion. And then we did it last December, the same cabin, and we felt like no motion at all. So, when you're on all the way in the front or all the way on the end of a cruise ship, sometimes the movement can be a little more. But I wouldn't really worry about that. I certainly would not book the room because of that, unless you're like extremely sensitive to it. I would say the bigger issue with the Aqua Theater suites in general is that it's a very long walk from the suite back to the elevator. So you'll get over it, but it's like, oh, kind of wish I had an inside room. I'd be home already, Mr. Jeff Leonard with an epic super chat. Woo! It's been a while. I have been busy. Jeff, you have to make no excuses, my friend. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you here and hope we get to sail it together again soon. Hope all is well, and thank you for your epic generosity. I certainly do not deserve that at all. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. You are the man. Let's see here. Good drink of water. R Gravy, thank you for the super chat. I think you missed my super sent before the stream. Oh no, R Gravy. Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I did miss it. So I apologize. First of all, do I have to wait until the cruise to make reservations for Chops Plus One dinners? Yes, you do. So once you get on board the ship, it's a dining package, basically. Two-night dining package. Just wait till you get on board the ship to book it. Do ocean balcony rooms on Allure stay cool? Like, hey, cool, or like, I'm cold. I think you meant the second. Yeah, why not? If you ask my wife, it's too cold in those rooms. Best tips for motion sickness: Bonine. Go to the store, get Bonine. It's over the counter. You take it. You take it once every 24 hours. The only side effect is it can make you a little tired. So you're gonna pull a Tony Diaz and take a nap during the afternoon. Really not the end of the world, quite frankly. Take once a day. It works really, really well. If you're really worried about if you're super motion sickness, you get sick in the car, like looking at street signs, then maybe talk to your doctor about a patch called the scopolamine patch. It goes behind your ear and requires a prescription for that one. Ethan Cole, thank you for the super chat. Will an Oasis class ship be replacing Allure and Galva? Yeah, Harmony of the Seas will be replacing the Allure. I appreciate your generosity, my friend. Let's see here. Next question. Tom Hooley in the chat. Patty Margarita. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. Let the redeem say so. Wants to know, is the meal package worth it? The dining package. Yes, it will save you money. No doubt about it. My advice to you when it comes to the dining packages is, if you've never cruised before, or you still consider yourself a first-time cruiser for all intents and purposes, I think a 3-night package is good on a 7-night cruise. That way you have like a couple days in the dining room, a couple days in the specialty. But yeah, I mean, the dining package will save you money. It's a great value. The issue with the dining package, I would say there's a couple issues with it, and they're good problems to have, I suppose. Number one, you can't make reservations to get on board the ship. So that's a logistical thing. So it behooves you to get on board early, get reservations on the first day. You'll be okay. Number two, it's a lot of food. Most people that get the dining package usually come back saying something like, we liked it. It was a great value, but my goodness, we were like sick of food. Like a lot of specialty restaurants is a lot of food. And people kind of get food fatigue there. So certainly could be a thing right there. The first one is more of an issue, a drawback. The second one is definitely a first world problem right there. Lauren Lisco. Lauren, thank you for the super chat. Can you get unlimited apps, entrees, and desserts in 150 Central Park and Wonderland like at Giovanni's? Yes. What are your top 3 go-to drinks on board? Ooh, Lava Flow with Kraken rum. It's my favorite. I'm on vacation drink. Lava Flow with Kraken rum. I love a Bloody Mary in the morning. It's a classic. I absolutely love that. And number 3, if you have a ship with a lime and coconut bar, the lime and coconut drink is fantastic. So yeah, really, really good there. Let's see here. Is there a formal night on 5-night cruise? No, there's not. Stacy from Onboard the Odyssey of the Seas. Nice. Kimberly wants to know, will they bring 2 of the same entrees to the main dining room at the same time? I don't think at the same time. I think it's the same rule, 1 at a time, Kimberly. I've never tried 2 of the same, but yeah. A tax refund cruise. Tom, book the cruise, man. Make it happen. I don't even think about it that way, but you're absolutely right. Deanna wants to know, can you get 12-ounce cans of soda delivered to your cabin minibar for an inside cabin? Yes, but you need to order it. So by default, it's not there. But talk to your stateroom attendant. You fill a little form, and they will bring it for you there. It's super expensive, Diana. My advice to you, number 1, you can bring on embarkation day up to 12 cans of soda. So at least you can start off with that. And then it's so much cheaper if you just go to the bar and get your own. Heck, you can say, hey, can I get like 3? They'll give you 3 if you're paying, you don't have a drink package. You're paying cash using your CPass card there. Kirby McCurface, what a great name. Thank you for the super chat. Been binge watching your videos and recorded live streams. Thank you. Thanks for all your videos. First question coming. All right. Thank you. The first question coming in there. Well, thank you, Kirby McCurface. Appreciate your generosity, my friend. Thank you. Stormy wants to know, will prices for Icon of the Seas drop anytime soon? Probably not. If they do, probably not to the point that you're expecting it when you talk about a price drop. New cruise ships always command extremely high price or higher prices than other ships out there. Is the name of the game. We've seen this. If you, every new ship that comes out always has the most expensive prices for them. It's the premium you pay to go on a new ship. Whereas, of course, Stormy, if you go on, Brilliance of the Seas, right, you'll pay a fraction. Mariner, heck, even Symphony of the Seas will be cheaper on average than Icon. This is how it goes. So do I think that prices will drop anytime soon? You might have a little bit of like a variation, but not like a super crazy low, if anything like that. Dukes wants to know, have I ever done a European cruise? I have not. My staff has done them. But I am going, if all things hold together, fingers crossed, I'm going to Europe this summer. I'm going going to London, and I'll be sailing on Anthem of the Seas out of London, Southampton, to Norway. So hope it happens, because the impetus to get me to London in the first place, which I can't talk about, was pushed back already once. So we shall see. Hey, First Sergeant Richard is here. Hello, Richard. Good to see you. And Whipple, thank you for the super chat. 5 days till Odyssey. What is the daily rollover time for the drink vouchers? Is it 5 p.m., 5 a.m., or a different time? It's now 5 a.m., right? Didn't they change that? Drink vouchers? This is one of these things that it used to be midnight. Or no, it's midnight now, right? Hold on. Drink vouchers, 5 a.m., something like that. 5 a.m. Yes, 5 a.m. every morning. Correct. All right, yeah. So it is 5 a.m. and is when they roll over, if you will. Cole Crawford, thank you for the super chat. Selling on Odyssey January 6th, and I checked the decks above my room and noticed Adventure Ocean is above me. Is adventures get loud at night? It can. Let's put it this way, Cole. If you have the choice, I would look at a different cabin. Generally speaking, I don't like cabins that have a public venue, one deck above and below you. So my advice is try to change cabins to something else if you can. Kayla, I'm just wondering if you know what nights are going to be formal nights. April 30th cruise, not sure how many formal nights to pack for. If your cruise is 7 nights, it's going to be 2 formal nights. If it's 5 nights or less, it's going to be 1 formal night. Kayla, one other thing you can figure out the order and which night it'll be. Look at a past cruise compass. Keep an archive of past cruise compasses over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Let's see here. Next question. Josh wants a travel agency recommendation. MEI Travel, MEI, like Mike Echo India. They're our sponsor here at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and they're fantastic. I use them all the time. My parents just use them. And my mom was super impressed. They just went on Navigator the seas last weekend. They came back, and they were like, you know what? We had a nice, $20 onboard credit and they weren't expecting it from their travel agent. It was so nice, and the service was great. So, yeah. Rosanna, Liberty of the Seas in 49 days. My first cruise. Nice. You're gonna have a great time, Rosanna. But listen. You know what? I'm like a nice person. I'm gonna level with you. There's a problem. Uh, I got to tell you. I feel like from a one friend to another. I got to tell you, you're not into a big problem, and I don't know if the sure the cruise lines want me to talk about it, but I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna go on your cruise, have a great time. You're gonna get home, be like, I need to go on another cruise. I need to book another cruise. I need to book another one, and then another one, another one. There's never enough. You want to book more cruises. Consider yourself warned on that one. Let's see here. Next question. Hey, Ricky, here's your super chat from earlier on. For the ultimate dining package, how do I make reservations during the cruise? Just go to any specialty restaurant, Ricky. When you get on board the ship, sometimes there's actually a little kiosk. You'll see a crew member standing in front of a little kiosk, and all the signs says reservations. You can go there, or go to go to Chops Grill, and they can book you not only Chops but any other specialty restaurant. Yeah, pretty easy right there. Let's see here. There you go, Rich. Thank you, Rich. Hand washing is the most effective way to prevent norovirus. Wash your hands before you eat or touch your face in general. Pick your nose, you're on your own. But yeah, wash your hands. Washy. Not just a joke. It's literally a good idea. Ian Smith, thank you for the super chat. Slew Dog wants to know, how much are WoW bands? $9.99. Are they reusable on other cruise? Yes. You have to pay use them on each cruise. No. Once you buy them, you can keep redeeming. Just bring them to guest services, and they'll reprogram them for you. I just did it on Wonder of the Seas in March, and it was super, super easy. Janine, thank you for the super chat. Are there casitas on Harmony? I don't think so. I think they were on newer ships there. Because, but the fact you're selling in 12 days, Janine, in a lot of cases, maybe too late to book those kinds of things because a lot of them do sell out. But I don't think they have casitas on Harmony. I think it was something that came out since then. It's more of a recent phenomenon. I don't think that's the case. By the way, going back to the Barbados question from like 10 minutes ago, thank you to the Teresa McChain. James wants to know, do I have to carry around my drink cup for drink packages? Not this cup. No, you don't. If you have the drink package, you just give them your CPAS card and they can give you a drink. The purpose of the cup is for the soda machines only. Otherwise, it's, I don't want to say useless, but you can't use it for anything else. Jack, thank you for the super chat. We're sailing on Quantum to Alaska in May. Have all the engine issues from last year been resolved? Yeah, the ship's been sailing out of Australia. You haven't heard about them. So, yeah, unfortunately, Jack, the world we live in, when there's bad news, it's all over the place. And when there's good news, like engines are fixed. Where's the update, right? There you go. Ethan, did I catch any of WrestleMania? Brother, I watched both nights. Loved it. It was really good. I've I don't know, last couple of years, maybe not so much, but man, match last night with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes was chef's kiss. But there were all a lot of good matches out there. So, yeah, I did. Let me get a drink of water here. Be the first timer on Wonder in May. When do we find out if there's a white party or 60s, 70s night? In the Royal Caribbean app, it'll update with all those things, maybe 2 or 3 days for your cruise. So keep checking the Royal Caribbean app for that one. Danny DiMatteo, thank you, Danny. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Is Harmony of the Seas good? It's good. All the ships are great. Guys, I get this question a lot, not about Harmony, but in general. I'm going on Grandeur, Explorer, Mariner, Harmony. Are they good ships? Yes, they're all great ships. The question is, obviously, does it have what you're looking for? Is it a good fit for you? But absolutely fantastic. Lori wants to know, how do you get onboard credit? It's a really good question. There's a lot of ways. The most common way you get onboard credit is when you book a cruise. It's like a promo. It's a booking promo, either from your travel agent or Royal Caribbean or both. But basically, it's a promotion where you get a certain amount of onboard credit based on the length of your cruise and what stateroom category you book. Primarily, that's where most people get onboard credit. There's other ways to get it. I don't have time to go into every single one. That's like the number one way people get onboard credit. Kirby, thank you for the super chat again. We'll be staying under the solarium on a future cruise. Should I be expecting any potential noise issues like being under the pool deck? Possibly. I mean, hard to tell you, Kirby, if that will or will not be an issue for you. As I talked about earlier in this broadcast, ideally, if you have a cabin, I like to have a cabin that is one deck above or below the solarium. Sorry, say it again. One deck above and below another stateroom, not a public venue like the solarium or a pool deck or a restaurant. Is it the end of the world if you're under the one? No, I've stayed in cabins that have been there. But you certainly heard, I've also heard some horror stories from other people as well. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to feel concerned about it, but it is possibly an issue. So ideally, you wouldn't be there. Christina wants to know. Christina wants to know what's the cheapest thing to do. Coco Key, just go to the beach. Not all the beaches, most of the beaches in Oasis Lagoon, totally free. The food is free. The only thing that costs money is the beach club, the water park, excursions, obviously. But pick a beach, Chill Island, Harbor Beach, South Beach, Breezy Bay. Those are all free, no additional cost. Oasis Lagoon pool is free. The Splashaway Bay is free for the. So there's a lot of cool things there that are totally free, no additional cost there at all. Let's see here. James Cooling, thank you, James, for the super chat, buddy. 34 days till Harmony. Just wondering if we should tip our waitstaff, especially restaurants. And do you have to go to a hibachi place to make reservations? Good question. For the tipping on the waitstaff, when you pay the cover charge, it is supposed to. It says on the bottom of the receipt that the cover charge you're paying covers the extra cost of the food and gratuities. It doesn't say exactly how much. Personally, this is just me speaking. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do, but I tip a little bit extra. I don't tip 20% of what I pay, like anything like that. I mean, I just look at it as a way to kind of, give them a little bit more, right? Because I think they did a good job. And then as to you have to go to hibachi to make reservations. It's been kind of hit or miss, and in a lot of cases, you do have to. So my advice to you when you go to make reservations for especially restaurants is go to Izumi anyway. That way you can kill two birds with one stone just in case. Yeah, that was a really terrible Fonzie impression earlier about the cool question. I don't have the collar today. Clayton, thank you for the super chat. Number of people that can be in a real chat on a Royal Caribbean app, group of 13. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know if there is a limit. There must be. I have no earthly idea. Good question. Charles wants to know, is Coco Key getting a lazy river? No, it's not. It's more of a wishful thinking from a lot of people's parts there. Warren wants to know, what are the chances I'll be coming to Cape Liberty for the Odyssey in 25? Me, Matt? Unlikely, but you never know. You never know, Warren. Listen, 25, man. As someone, despite the fact I am someone who plans well in advance, I don't plan that far in advance. So I certainly advocate planning far in advance anyway. Do as I do, not as I say, kind of thing. Let's see here. Next question is from Alan. 14 days to Liberty, looking to book while on board. Narrow down to Symphony or Oasis. Which do you prefer? Number one, you're 2 weeks away. Book your cruise now. Do not wait to get on board the ship, because the price goes up between now and then. Any onboard credit you might be getting from the booking will be negated by the price change. My advice, if it were me, I'd book it now. Just FYI. Otherwise, they're both great ships. I like Oasis a little bit more. I like their Aqua Theater show better. I think I like some of their restaurants a little bit better. But I mean, they're both great ships. I mean, they're both obviously Oasis class ships. But if I've been on both, and I would, yeah. Janet, thank you for the super chat. After 15 heavy metal cruises, we booked a normal cruise on Liberty of the Seas. What's the entertainment going to be like on board? Will we be bored? Bored? No. I mean, you're going to have, you'll usually have, I guess you say evening or just in general. I mean, there's a pool band. Honestly, forget this for a second, Jan. What you want to do is look at a cruise compass from a past sailing. We have an archive of them at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and you can see a really good example of what you can expect. Bands performing, the different shows and activities that are available throughout the day. If you're bored, it's because you're choosing not to do things on there. There's a lot of activities. That's what really, I really do think makes Royal Caribbean stand out from other cruise lines that's out there. So, yeah. Let's see here. Next question is from Gerald. Upcoming cruise, early dining is sold out. Anyway, I can get to 5:30 besides checking each day. A couple things you could do, Gerald. Number one, you don't have to check every day. What you want to do is, if it sounds like you probably booked on your own, not through a travel agent, which is too late now, but for future reference, this is like reason number 720. You should use a travel agent, because not they can get you in there, but they can do this, what I'm about to tell you, which is to be put on the waiting list. So call Royal Caribbean back again and say, hey, can I get an early dining? Sorry, Mr. Gerald Laz 38. It's not available. Okay. Can I be put on the wait list? That's step one. Then if it doesn't come through between now and your cruise, then step two is when you get on board the ship. Do as you're saying, go down to the dining room and ask. I'm sure you'll be able to, but ask to be put on the wait list in the meantime. Michael Kresh, thank you, Michael, for the super chat. Here is Michael's question going on Odyssey of the Seas. Thanks for your videos, insight, and recommendations for the ship. Go and have a blast. You're going to have dude, Odyssey of the Seas is so good. I mean, it's a great ship. Really like it. Kevin, how many Formula nights on a 6-night cruise? 2, my friend. 2. Jessica wants to know where can you the best bar to get a Bloody Mary? The pub, actually, believe it or not. They tend to have the best one. Other bars tend to use a mix, whereas the pub generally has more handcrafted, if you will, in my experience. Ainsley tried to book a 7-day cruise for Icon for March 2 steep, ending going on an 8 on Symphony for half the cost. Blame you. Icon's not going anywhere. You'll have plenty of opportunity to sail on her. What's good in Aruba and Curacao? The beach, by far. Aruba, Palm Beach or Eagle Beach, Curacao. I like to walk downtown, and then you have a donation. Thank you. I go downtown and then go to Mambo Beach in the afternoon when you get too hot, because you can walk to the downtown from your cruise ship. Will want to know, do I have the Royal Caribbean credit card? Thank you for the donation, Will. I do not. I think there's a couple of reasons why. Primarily, I don't think the Royal Caribbean credit card is a very good travel credit card. The benefits are nice, but like while I go on a lot of cruises, I think that there's number one, there's better earning credit cards. Like they can earn they can earn points at a faster rate than the Royal Caribbean credit card. And number two, I might not. I like more variety. Like I might want a flight. I might want cash back. I might want to use it on Amazon. The Royal Caribbean credit card is Royal Caribbean or bust. And for those reasons, I'm not a fan. But hey, it's the only credit card out there that you can get a free Royal Caribbean cruise or onboard credit with. So yeah. Morgan wants to know, are we allowed to bring sports drinks on board? Yeah, you can bring up to 12 bottles, cans, whatever, of non-alcoholic drinks. So I am so far behind on the check, guys. I'm now seeing questions about what time the check-in was at 5 a.m. Cruise Time. I think I said that right. Thank you, Cruises Teen. Thank you for the super chat. Hello from Norway. Hey, planning a wedding cruise in April, Europe 24. Where did I get April from? Planning a wedding cruise in Europe 2024. Hoping for Utopia. Otherwise, is Oasis a good choice? It's a great choice. Oasis is fantastic. I mean, Utopia and Oasis are the same class. Obviously, Utopia will be newer and have some shinier, cooler things to do on there, but Oasis is fantastic. Which cabin type for a wedding? I mean, you got money. Want to make it rain. The Aqua Theater Suite is really nice, but they're all good. I mean, you can have a great wedding cruise in an inside cabin. You know, it's just don't feel like you need to blow your money just to because it's a wedding. But an Aqua Theater Suite is really nice if you're asking for just, you know, hey, let's make it fun. Vince, thank you for the super chat. Heard there were spots on the cruise where there's still Wi-Fi. Is this true? No, the only free Wi-Fi on board is you can use it to use the Royal Caribbean app or the chat feature. But to actually use the Wi-Fi to like, you know, go on YouTube, no, can't do that. There's no free Wi-Fi otherwise. Let's see here. Jason wants to know, if I purchase the unlimited dining package, can I use the $20 per person credit, multiple dining venues daily, or only once per day? You may use it only at once per day per restaurant, Jason. So if you're on Oasis of the Seas and they have Playmakers and Portside Barbecue, both of which are a la carte restaurants, you can go to both of them in the same day, but only once per day for each. That makes sense. And the next day, you're good to go. Todd, thank you for the super chat, Todd. I don't see a message from you, Todd, but appreciate it. Oh, I found it. Todd. Stupid question. No worries, my friend. What time does online check-in commence on the day provided for online check-in? Midnight, where your cruise ship is located. So if your ship's in the East Coast, then it's midnight on the East Coast. If your ship is in Europe, midnight over in Europe. Thank you for the super chat. Sue Sista, what a great name to say. Fun name to say, I should say. Just completed my first ever cruise on Wonder yesterday. Had an amazing birthday on board. Already booked my next 2 cruises. No question, just a big thank you for all you do. I am so glad to hear that. Listen, I can sit here and tell all of you guys for hours and hours and hours how great cruising is and how much you're going to love it. But proof is in the pudding right there. Loved it. Terry says, I watched your Radiance video. I found my paradise as close to traditional cruising as it gets for me. Radiance class, dude, is fantastic. Really, really liked it. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Smoky Bandit. Someone posted earlier cruising was a gateway drug to more cruising. It really, really is very, very true. David wants to know, was the key worth it? I don't think so. People disagree with me on it. I don't think I think it sounds better than it is. I don't recommend it personally, but hey, people disagree with me on that one. Susan Westfall, sister and I will be going. Thank you for the super chat, Susan. Really appreciate you. And thank you for being here. Sister and I will be going to Norway on Anthem in May, right after the Anthem relook at Southampton. We'll let you know how it goes. Yes, I guess you're going on there before I am. So I need some firsthand information, Susan. Gina, shout out to Jenna. We love your posts. I'm not sure if this is Jenna's family. They're notorious for coming in here and praising Jenna, although she does great work. Don't get me wrong. But if it's not, and if it is anyway, it doesn't matter. Jenna does an amazing job. Jenna is our YouTube editor. She writes a ton of blog posts. She was the first hire we ever had over here. She is the bee's knees, as the kids from 90 years ago used to say. She's editing this video, so I need to be nice to her. Hi, Jenna. The fried Oreos are on their way. No worries. Fried cheesecake and fried Oreos. Yes, they're both coming. Don't worry. It's like the check is in the mail. See if she checks this. I think she just scrolls through and looks for the little message on the bottom to see what I'm talking about. Cody, have a great cruise, my friend. I think you're gonna have a great time. Great time. Rainier, thank you for the super chat. What drink package you recommend for a child? None. You don't need them. They don't need them. Don't get one. There's drinks included, some drinks included, and if they want to get a soda or a pina colada, virgin, you can purchase them a la carte. Yeah, I don't think a kid needs a drink package. What are my expectations for Icon? I mean, Royal is putting everything they got into the ship. This is not a, we got some stuff back here we've been holding on to. No, this is maximum effort that they're putting in. I'm very excited for what we're going to see there. Jeff wants to know, can Central Park balconies be opened up to connect even if the rooms aren't connected? Yes, they can. Absolutely. Mr. Mike Wolf, thank you, Mike, for the super chat. Yes, the song right there. Wash your hands. It's important. Sharon Sockman again with another super chat. Thank you, Sharon. Can the Royal Genie book your times for Adventure Ocean prior to boarding? You don't need to do that anymore. During COVID, that was a thing, but there's no more reservations, Sharon. So, no, they can't because you don't have to do them. They did. That was the case during COVID, and actually one time they did that for us, but there's no reserved times anymore. So you just go to Adventure Ocean. It's like the old days. Sign them up. Go there, drop them off. Yeah, there's a fire code to the room as to how many kids they can have, but there's no more of this like signing up like slots like they had in 2021 and into 2022. Ooh, Pam, this is really helpful. In Norway, we're not going to. My ship is not going to Oslo. I think we are going to Geringer. I'd have to double check which ports we're going to, but I know we're not going to Oslo. Kirby again with a super chat. Thank you, Kirby, for the super chat again. Wondering what the repositioning cycle, like how long are ships home ported, looks like for ships like Ovation and Spectrum, which are not in the US. It's a good question. I feel like ships like Spectrum, especially Singapore-based ships, tend to stay out a lot longer. But I don't know if there's a pattern or necessarily like a specific time, Kirby. Certain ships stay there longer, others get cycled out a lot faster. I think it's really just the way the market is moving and where Royal Caribbean sees opportunity and growth. D-Rock, thank you for the super chat. 105 days till Independence of the Seas. First cruise will be our honeymoon. Congratulations. Question, 4-day cruise is final payment 90 days before the cruise. Wait, question, for 4-day cruise is final payment? Yeah, I believe so, right? I mean, our MEI travel agent friends are in the chat, so they can tell you about that. But again, I should work with a travel agent. I can't even imagine managing final payment dates on my own, potentially messing that up because I would mess that up. But yeah. Listen, I swear to God, it's always water unless it's not water. Cruising with Carol. Thank you for the super chat. Cruising to Alaska in June. What should we do in Juneau and Skagway? Juneau, go to Mendenhall Glacier Park. It's amazing and beautiful. When you get to Mendenhall, it's a really when I say hike, not what you're thinking. It is a paved path. It's like half a mile. It's really easy. Take the hike to Nugget Falls. Carol, you will be like, Matt is a genius. It's amazing. Yeah. Mendenhall Glacier Park, take a taxi or something like that. There's buses. Anyway, Mendenhall Glacier Park, go to Nugget Falls. It's amazing. Skagway, I would do a twofer in the day. I would start off your morning, do the sled dog experience. We get to meet the sled dogs. It's only like a couple hours, and then walk around downtown Skagway. Really, really nice there. William Ryman, thank you for the super chat, my friend. 54 days till wonder of the seas. I have a guaranteed cabin. What if I don't have a room assigned to me before I put my luggage tags? It's extremely unlikely that will occur. But if it does occur, then they'll figure something out. But you're gonna have your room assigned before you. I'm trying to remember like if that actually was ever a thing. Maybe Smokey Bandit remembers or Pascal, one of our speed noodles she's a moderator at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com on our message boards. I seem to recall like getting really close to it, but I think I certainly I cannot recall a situation in which it actually occurred where now obviously if you print your luggage tags 30 days beforehand, yeah, it's a different issue, but don't print your luggage tags until your room is assigned is my recommendation for you. That'd be what I would do. I'm also lazy. I wait till the last minute to print my luggage tags. Aaron says, I go on my first roller coaster cruise in December. I'm scared to buy an excursion of a cabana because if there's bad weather, it seems like a waste of money. Is it worth booking this early? It is, because number one, it's going to sell out. Number two, you're in the Caribbean. Bad weather is not an all-day thing. It doesn't rain all day. If there is rain, it can rain. It's very short-lived, an hour, 20 minutes. More often than not, it's not. There is a risk, but the good news, Aaron, is December is the dry season in the Caribbean. Hurricane season ends at the end of November. So chances of tropical storms and just storms in general being a factor, like if your cruise is over August, much higher chance. So I would say go for it. Yeah. The Teresa McChain, thank you for the super chat. I just want to beat Tony to the super chat because I'm always first because he's probably napping. Or booking cruises and not inviting you. Don't forget that one. Remember when he did that? Oh, yeah, because it just happened. Teresa, thank you for the epic super chat. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. And as usual, Tony is sleeping. Eric, can you bring bottles of Gatorade instead of water on board? Absolutely, yes. Any non-alcoholic beverage. Doesn't matter which one. Let's see here. John Roberts, watching from Wyoming. Beautiful and exotic. How are you, John? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Phil Richards. Phil, thank you for the super chat. What size is the lobster tail you get on Royal Night? Sizable? I honestly haven't. I don't know how to answer the questions. I don't know if there's a, kind of like it's like fillets. Like not every cut is exactly the same. But when we were on Wonder of the Seas, here's better. Forget that. I mean, there was. I go to Facebook. There's the Royal Caribbean Dining Facebook group, of which my group, I created it. There's lots of photos of the lobster if you want to take a look. It's the best way I can answer your question because it's not like Royal Caribbean says, "Oh, every lobster tail is this many ounces." It doesn't work that way. So that's my best answer for you. JC says, Matt, are you kind of surprised Odyssey is replacing Anthem in New Jersey? Anthem is more geared towards cold weather with the indoor pool. That may be true, JC, but before Anthem of the Seas, before the Quantum class, let's go back pre-2014, they had other ships like Explorer of the Seas was there in the winter. They didn't have an indoor pool. People still cruised a lot out of there. I mean, I get what you're going with. My point is that there is a precedent for this. This isn't like Royal Caribbean's always had these totally enclosed cruise ships there. So no, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think it's just the natural evolution of things. And nice while you had certainly an indoor pool there, but it's not the end of the world. And again, pre-Quantum class, Explorer is a great example of that. They had ships that had open pool decks, and it did pretty well for them. So I think they'll be okay on that. Let's see. Wow, guys, you guys are amazing here. Over 900 people in the chat, including Mike Newell. It's awesome. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Sierra wants to know, do you recommend not booking any shore excursions and discover the port as solo? Depends on the port. When it comes to shore excursions in general, I never tell people you should or should not book with the cruise line only. I look at what the cruise line offers, I look at what you can book on your own, and then make the right decision for you. Drake, thank you for the super chat. Do any Voyager class ships allow you to combine balconies? Some do. Mariner and Navigator are the two that I'm aware of that you're allowed to do that. Let's see here. Oren wants to know, I'll be cruising for the first time with the Royal Caribbean on Allure. What are your top tips for a fun voyage? Learn about your ship beforehand. We have a great video here on our YouTube channel that takes you literally a walkthrough video to learn what the ship has to offer. Plan as much as you can in advance. It will save you time and money. Really, really important, right? Stacy, have you ever cruised any cruise lines other than Royal Caribbean? Yes, I've been on Norwegian and Disney. Although my last cruise not on Royal Caribbean was in 2012, so it's been a hot minute. Let's see here. We're gonna try to catch up with the chat here, because I'm so far behind. April, thank you for the super chat. 11 days till my first ever cruise on Ovation. 18 nights, nice, with my boyfriend or BFF. Sorry, who lives 4,000 kilometers away. Your thoughts on cruising ducks, and can I buy Wi-Fi single day? Yes, you can buy Wi-Fi single day once on board the ship. Cruising ducks, it's fun. My kids love them. My kids love finding them. So if cruising ducks aren't your thing, okay, just ignore them. It really doesn't have any bearing on you. It's not my thing, but my kids absolutely love. They just like, at first they just liked it because they were like, they would hoard them, like, oh good, more toys, and then realize, okay, wait a minute, little rubber ducks aren't the greatest toy in the world. We already have a ton of these anyway, but they like the thrill of the hunt. It's a lot of fun for kids out there. I can tell you that without a doubt. AG wants to know, when will they do overnights at Coco Key? Royal Caribbean has said they're probably not going to do them, primarily because for a lot of guests, and this might have changed, but once upon a time the answer was that a lot of people like spending the day there, and then at night they like their routine, if you will, of being on the ship, going to dinner, going to a show. The demand wasn't really where they wanted it for it. But I hope they change their mind, because that'd be amazing. Dom Chelly, 16, thank you for the super chat. Any tips on cruising with twin 2-year-olds? Bring more supplies than you think you need. If you're thinking, right, 7 nights, I need this many diapers, this much formula, this many wipes. Yeah, no. Bring double the amount. You go through way more on a cruise ship. And number 2, make sure your ship has a nursery. Take advantage of the nursery. Best money ever spent on a cruise. Matt loves to spend your money. People ask me if they were worth it. Sure. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't take your money with you. Might as well use it. You know, I mean, splurge. I mean, not everything's worth it necessarily, but if you can afford it, YOLO book it, my friends. Yes, I do like spending other people's money because it's not mine. Let's see here. Next question. Patty wants to know, what's the best time to visit the Mediterranean? It's not hot. You want to avoid the summer months, primarily June, July, and August. If you can go before June or September onwards, it's significantly cooler. Obviously, avoid. Well, you're going to. I was going to say go to like Norway or something. But yeah, avoid the summer months. June through August can really be warm there, but it cools down quite a bit in those shoulder seasons. Let's see here. Next question. Lots of questions, guys. I'm trying to get to as many as I can. Texas Coin Hunter. Thank you for the thank you for the question. Rather, going on our first cruise September 17th on Allure. Think about adding the limited dining. Want a variety of dining options? Do we need to add the package, or are the standard options enough? I think standard options are enough. I like to mix it in. Getting choked up thinking about specialty dining, but honestly, here's what I would tell you. I would say that your best bet is to have a mix of complimentary and extra cost. So I wouldn't necessarily do the like unlimited dining package, and I wouldn't just do maybe necessarily just complimentary, but I might like a 3-night dining package. The 3-night one is like really good. I like that quite a bit. It's a good sweet spot. That way you get a good mix. You can also go to certain restaurants, and they have Sabor and Izumi sushi. You can go there without and just pay a la carte. That kind of works to that advantage right there. So yeah. I really appreciate you guys in the chat. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Appreciate you. Pink Davey wants to know, can you confirm if you get double points when booking a junior speak? Yes, you do. Absolutely. Super Noob, thank you for the super chat. When can you book the escape room? Like all excursions and things you can book before the cruise, it's just like there is no exact time. It's just one day it's there. You got to keep checking back. I wish that I could tell you, oh, it's this many days before your cruise you can book it, but you got to keep checking back. I wish there was a better answer, but that's honestly the answer there. Randy wants to know, how often are new cruise compasses upload? As soon as people send them to me. Honestly, it's all about people sending them to me, Randy. And today we got 2 in that came in. So those were uploaded, but as soon as they're sent in, they get uploaded. And by the way, shout out to Marcy, whose job it literally is to just upload cruise compasses. So yeah, as often we usually get on an average week, I'd say we get anywhere between 5 and 7 cruise compasses, Tiger Nikki 89. Would you consider a 3-night cruise worth it if it's a fly in? If you got a really sweet deal on the cruise and airfare, sure. If it's your first cruise, no. 3-night cruises in general are cruises I would argue are good for augmenting your cruise experience, not replacing it. My advice to you, if you're, unless you're getting a steal of a deal, I wouldn't say. If like it, especially with airfare prices these days, probably not. But hey, sometimes you just need an escape. Sometimes you just need to get away. Not to borrow a search of a marketing slogan from another cruise line, but I really think that there's reasons to take a short 3-night cruise and fly in for it, but ideally no, because almost certainly the airfare will not really make it worthwhile. But uh, it's been known to happen before, and I've certainly done that myself. Sometimes you just feel that way. Kirby again with another super chat. Thank you, Kirby. Can I do anything in the same? Wait, can I do anything if the same cabin class is selling for nearly $1,000 cheaper now when I change the website region? If such a big difference is possible, not exchange rate, but booked months ago. Your question is more complicated than it might sound. And I know you're in Australia, so the different booking rules there. Let me put it this way: in the U.S., I'll answer it this way, and you can try your best to work with Royal Caribbean. In the U.S., this is how it would work. If you were in a cabin and you're before final payment date, and there is a cabin, the same category. I'm not talking like balcony or interior. I'm talking like category C4, D1, JS. Like it's got to be the exact category code. Is indeed cheaper, then you could price check it again. You could price match it against it and get the difference there, taken off the value. That's before final payment date, by the way. That's in the US. Not all countries can do this. As an example, if you're from the UK, I know for a fact you cannot do this. So again, it has to be the same category. It's more complicated. So I don't want to mislead you. My best advice to you is to check with your travel agent, ideally, or Royal Caribbean for that matter. But yeah, good travel agent, worth it every time because they deal with it. Lori, thank you for the super chat. First time unlimited. Hey, Lori Wagner is in here and Mike Newell is in here. Wait, let me check is it 2014 again? Anyway, how are you, Lori? First time unlimited dining package on Harmony next month, 10:30 a.m. Security. Is it better to go to Izumi ASAP? Yes. I would at least do this. Let me put it this way, Lori. If you're walking on board the ship and you see the dude or dudette at the desk and there's no one there, there's no harm in asking. Right? Like, can you book Izumi Hibachi? But if you don't see them or there's a line, yeah, then I would go to Izumi Hibachi, and that way you're guarding against the possibility that other restaurants can't book Izumi Hibachi. So yes, that is a good plan, right? But don't like bypass the empty desk if they're there. Just ask. You can ask them, hey, can you book Izumi Hibachi? Yes, great. Then you're good to go. Bridget, WoW bands are $9.99. Sharon, thank you for the super chat. We'll give a challenge to Teresa. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the super chat. Is this about Tony Diaz? I'm not sure. First Sergeant Richard, thank you for the super chat. Pair character lying on the side, raising his arm while saying, "How's it going?" Like that. How are you, Richard, my friend? Thank you so much for the super chat and the rallying cry, if you will, in the chat. I appreciate you. Gunnar wants to know, is the passport strongly recommended? Heck yeah. We got a lot more questions to go, guys. We're going overtime tonight. I hope you guys don't mind. Oh no. Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Not necessary, but thank you. Thank you. Tony. Thank you, Tony. I think. Power Director University, thank you for the super chat. What's the best excursion to take in Nassau? Boy, I mean, best subjective, right? Very popular ones are things like the Blue Lagoon, Pearl Island. I like personally, if it were me, but I like having my drinks delivered to me, and I like a nice pool in addition to the beach. I like going to resortforaday.com and getting a day pass to a resort. I like that quite a bit. Bridget wants to know, how do you chat with others on the Royal Caribbean app? I try to switch accounts, but I don't know how. So once you get on board the ship, Bridget, there's an option to add people to the bottom. If they're linked to your reservation, then you're good to go off the bat. But let's say you meet somebody on board, they're not linked, whatever. You can just add them with their last name and their cabin number, I believe, and then you can add them in there. It's pretty easy once you get on board the ship. So wait till you get on board. Don't worry about it. Janine, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Devania, email me, Matt@RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, which one you want, and I can activate the print option. It's I have to do it one at a time. I can't like set it for everything. So just email me and I'll set it up for you. Sherry wants to know, is there a way to see how many days are left on your trip on the app? No, it's on the website, but not on the app, which is unfortunate. I feel like they should definitely be able to do that. Tony, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thank you. Nick Wong. Nick, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Sailing on Indy in May. Thank you to you and your team, the moderators, and the cruise community. The best super chat. Oh, well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Jennifer, guys, you don't need to do this. Thank you. It's unnecessary. Thank you. I don't deserve it. Thank you. How much would you do a bid for a stateroom upgrade? Honestly, there isn't a right or wrong answer. As an example, when I was on Wonder in March, I max bid for the Aqua Theater suite and the Royal Loft suite. Didn't get them. There is not a correlation to your bid necessarily increasing your chances or not of getting it. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you actually can afford. But I generally am not a big fan of Royal Up. I think it's very misleading in the sense that just because there's an opportunity to do Royal Up doesn't actually mean there's room to upgrade to. Kyle, best place to park in Galveston at the port. With the new terminal, the new parking situation is really nice from what I understand. And GNS, thank you, GNS, for the super chat. Yeah, no, Sharon, Teresa always starts problems. We all know, right, Tony? So there you go. All right. And Susan Westfall. Thank you again, Susan, for the super chat. Very generous of you. Thank you. And last question of the day is from Curtis, who wants to know, can you get the drink package if somebody has the refreshment package? Do you need to get the drink package if someone has a refreshment package? No. That rule is only for the deluxe beverage package, aka the limited alcohol package. Greg, how do you get the most out of the deluxe drink package? So, yeah, on the obvious, you drink a lot, which you already knew. Besides beer and alcohol, bottled water, coffees, sodas. Bottled water is a huge one. You can stock up on bottled water, bring with you off the ship. That's a really good tip right there. But don't rely purely on alcohol, especially coffees. You can go to Cafe Promenade and get a latte or a macchiato, and that's included as well. So, yeah. Tony's having enough trouble. All right. Aaron Ross, thank you for the super chat. Can you use WildBands on other ships as long as the ship has WildBand capability? Yes, you can. You just have to bring it to guest services, and they can exchange it for you. Jana says, can you upgrade cabins on embarkation day? It's possible, but unlikely. What I mean by that is that more than likely, there won't be any rooms available to upgrade to. And Michael, thank you for the super chat. Hit Diamond. Congratulations. Nice. Booked Adventure Southern Caribbean March 1st, 2024. Looking at Symphony or Odyssey with my casino tier offer. Dude, Diamond and casino tier status, dude, that's next generation right there. Enjoy, my friend. Diamond is fantastic. All right, guys. On that note, I am going to wrap things up here. Thank you all so incredibly much. You guys have been insanely generous, and in some cases, you're just insane. But in many cases, insanely generous. Thank you all so much for everything. Really appreciate it. Of course, if I didn't get to your question, I only get to so many questions in 1 hour. And this is I see here. But anyway, we'll be back again next Monday to answer your questions. Or you can go bother Pascal on the message boards over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/support. Check that out there. Thank you to everybody. Big shout out to all our super chatters today. I'll say thank you to all of them right now. Michael, thank you. Aaron, thank you. Susan Westfall, thank you. GNS, thank you. Jen Green, thank you. Nick Wong, thank you. Tony Jaffe, thank you. Janine, thank you. Power Director University, thank you. Tony Diaz, thank you. Teresa, thank you. First Sergeant Richard, thank you. Sharon Stockman, again, thank you. Lori Wagner, thank you. Kirby, thank you. Super Noob, thank you. Dom, thank you. April, thank you. Drake, thank you. Bill Richards, thank you. The Teresa McShane, thank you again. Cruising with Carol, thank you. D-Rock, thank you. Kirby, thank you. There's going to be a lot of Kirby thank yous, but thank you, Kirby. Sharon Stockman, thank you again. Mike Wolf, thank you. Rainier, thank you. Susan Westfall, thank you again. Sue Sister, thank you. Todd, thank you. Vince, thank you. Cruz Teen, thank you. Morgan, thank you. Ainsley, thank you. Michael Kresh, thank you. Gerald, thank you. Janet R, thank you. Clayton, thank you. James Cooling, thank you. Kirby, thank you again. Danny DiMatteo, thank you. Jack Southwick, thank you. Janine, thank you. Gene Smith, thank you. Cole Crawford, thank you. Ann Whipple, thank you. Kirby again, thank you. Lauren Lisco, thank you. Ethan Cole, thank you. Our Gravy, thank you times 2. Jeff Leonard, thank you so much, my friend. Sharon Stockman, thank you again. Rage Shifty, thank you. BK Lounge, thank you. Embark Cruises, thank you. Red Lantern Frank, thank you. Vince Cook, thank you. Stephanie Rose, thank you. Matt Fishman, great name. Thank you very much. Jez Boy, thank you. Michael Bond, thank you. Ricky Roberts, thank you. Mike Newell, thank you. Don Morris, thank you. Pascal, thank you. General Havoc, thank you. Jessica Devoto, thank you. Russ Crawford, thank you. Mary, thank you. Jonathan Pace, thank you. Brian, thank you. Art Gravy, thank you. Vince, thank you. Randall Torres, thank you. Cheryl Barrier, thank you. And Randy Gianni, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Holy smokes. I don't deserve it, but thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate each and every one of you guys. We'll be back again next Monday right here on YouTube to answer more of your Roller Caribbean questions. So until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. That's important as well. We'll talk again very soon right here on. Bye, everybody.